Now let's go ahead and jump into the next question. And the next question comes from another returning person who asked me a question before, a Miss Iris Peoples. And she writes, "Hey Alex, so a lot of movies have been pushed back due to this virus. And it seems to me that studios may not want to release any of their movies this year due to theaters being closed. So, do you think that these studios should release their movies next year instead of this year?" Well, thank you for your question, Iris. So as you guys know, Tenet just got delayed indefinitely. So did Mulan. A lot of other titles that we know have gotten pushed back, like the Spider-Man 3 movie under Sony's getting pushed back. Venom got pushed back, and Avatar and the Star Wars movie that Disney was working on. Those projects have been pushed back due to this virus, due to theaters being closed, and just a lot of crazy things happening within the theater industry. I have not necessarily talked about my thoughts about theaters closing per se. I have talked about things being released this year, and my overall thoughts is that AMC and Regal have lost their biggest market, which is in California, where they shut down everything in California. Like, that's one of their biggest movie markets. And New York has shut those things down. I live in Florida. There are no movie theaters open in my area. So it's kind of unwise from a studio standpoint to put out a movie, at least right now. Now, there are reports to say that theaters will potentially reopen sometime in mid-August, maybe later than that. My overall thought is that, listen, I think the movie season is just DOA. I don't think any studio should worry about releasing a movie this year. Contractually, they can't put it on streaming because they have some contractual obligations that they have to abide by. So I understand why they haven't put most of these tentpole movies on streaming. However, I do think, though, it's kind of unwise to think about releasing movies during this time. Most cities right now are still undergoing a lockdown or a very minimum lockdown. And even if you were to put a movie out this year, it's not going to get the box office return like they are hoping for. So to keep a movie going on, these tentpole movies like Tenet and Black Widow and Mulan and all these other stuff that's coming out for at least for 2020, I think 2020 is just DOA. I don't think anybody should be going to the theaters. I've even said on the show, I said, even if Tenet did come out this year, I'm not going to the theaters to go see it. I'm not going to the theaters to go see it, and I'm not going to put myself at risk of potentially getting sick, because right now we're in a position where we're not in a position of certainty. So I'm not going to lose my life for something that's not essential at the moment. So I think the theaters should remain closed until we get a better handle of this situation. I do feel bad that we won't be able to get to see the movies that we want, but I will say this: Universal was actually smart pushing Fast and Furious 9 to 2021 because that was $1 billion movie. That movie needs to come out in a year where we could potentially be in a good spot. And 2021 can look promising depending on how we're going to make it out of this situation. But at the end of the day, I think all these movies, these theaters should remain closed until we get a better handle of our world situation. But, what do you guys think? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Do you think the theaters should remain open? Do you think they should remain closed? I would love to have a dialogue with you guys. So jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And I'm